Welcome to Classic Game Room. Are you ready for intense battle with untold evil? If so, then you're ready for Blades of Vengeance on the Sega Genesis. Imagine Golden Axe mixed with a 2D platformer like Rastan and the EA yellow thing on the side of the cartridge, and you've got this. Also, my friend Ben did another awesome Sharpie job on the logo. Let's take a look. Blades of Vengeance! No relation to Blades of Steel. This is Blades of Vengeance on the Sega Genesis, an interesting side-scrolling platformer where you choose one of 3 warriors and fight your way through levels that look like this. And battle enemies that look like those things and other monsters. It's kind of generic, but at the same time, kind of likable. I've never actually heard of this game until it showed up and I started playing it and I'm like, oh, alright, babes in bikinis fighting lava monsters with a sword and her sandals. Like, that's not so bad. Sounds like a good weekend, really. It's got lava. I always like lava. And it has a hidden platform. It's a little tricky. There we go. The hidden platform is great. That way you can jump ahead levels. This game is actually really tricky. And there's a move that that your character has where you jump, and then at the very top of your jump, you attack, and then he or she goes a little bit higher, and that's how you reach that platform, and then you can use those doors to advance to the levels later in the game. So, what's this one all about? Well, pretty much what you see on screen here. It's really no more complicated. It's a tough game because your character, especially after the first level or two, is extremely underpowered compared to all of the enemies. Stock up on health potions, stock up on power-ups. You'll need them at the end of each level, is a boss battle, so there's not a whole lot of innovation here. It just takes a familiar format and makes it kind of weird, like this. Stock up on health potions, stock up on force fields, stock up on power-ups. You'll need them. In between each level, you can buy some additional extra lives or invincibility potions, or later on you can pick up some armor. Explore every level because there's hidden stuff everywhere and chests filled with money that you can use to buy these power-ups. And hey, somebody gives Laura Croft a run for her money. She's great at climbing ladders. Up and down. She gets it right every time. There's 3 characters to choose from. The babe in the sandals, the dude that looks like Conan, and the wizard, so it's kind of like Gauntlet. Warrior needs food badly. I'll just talk like that all day. Yeah, it's kind of like Gauntlet, but not at all. Oh look, moving platforms. The level designs are pretty generic. In fact, for the most part, the whole game is generic, but, it's somewhat likable. I just like the large characters on screen, and the animation is great. I mean, just look at the detail. The colors are spectacular. After level 3, you can pick up some armor for your characters, and her armor looks awesome. Then she gets a crossbow, which sucks for close combat, though. It's better for some of the later levels in the game when you want to keep your distance from enemies. Memorization comes in pretty handy, as you might expect. Look at that great thatched roof. Rarely do you see thatched roofs that good. Oh, ladder climbing again. It's the blast processing. Here's the guy who's a bit more powerful, a bit slower, as you might expect. I think the wizard can start shooting things right away, but he's too weak. Barbarella is the best character in the game because She's a little faster. She gets the crossbow later on. When you get his armor, he gets this, what is it, a Morning Star, but it doesn't do anything. Also, his ladder climbing skills are whack. Where's the jiggle? Come on. Look at the backgrounds. They're so plain. It's like Castlevania if Castlevania wasn't as good. I kind of like this one, but I'm not sure why. If you like a good hack and slash, side-scrolling, Dungeons and Dragons styled platformer, you gotta pick up Blades of Vengeance. It's cheap. It does look pretty good for the most part. The character animation's the best part of the game, I think. Especially when climbing ladders. Look, we've got a weird face that shoots saw blades, lasers, and a table saw. Don't forget to collect all of your potions and stuff. And you can jump ahead levels, but it's actually better just to play the whole way through the game. Once you memorize the boss battles, it's not too bad. It's just I find the levels a bit long and generic, so they get boring after a while. So I would say this one is recommended, but not necessarily highly recommended. It's okay. For a couple bucks, you can enjoy Blades of Vengeance and lots of ladder climbing on your Sega Genesis. Thanks again, Ben, from Buffalo, New York, for sending this to the show. I always appreciate some good 16-bit ladder climbing and descending. Classic Game Room has been brought to you by the ultra-massive video game console guide, 230 pages of video games on Amazon.com, Retro Megatrex, and how to make a video game review show that doesn't suck. And Jesus number 2. Welcome to the Patreon Lord Carnage Club being shouted from a turbo volcano. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Ian Shore, Steven Chucknick, Al Stever, Rick DeBarros, Jason Goy, Andy Schleiss, Sergio Matthias Hergert, Philip Strabenmuller, Jack Stavris, Ohad Kane, Simon Allen, and Sean Zoltek.